Okay, I've got the nokta impact here, and what I want to do is go over search modes and settings. Now, before I do this, I want to say by no means am I an expert. Um, I'm still learning the machine, getting out with it. I've gotten out every day with it for a while now. I'm definitely getting used to it, but ton to learn on this. But I think I can share some pretty good information, especially if you don't have one or you have trouble reading through a manual, struggling through a manual. So I thought I'd make this video to help. So let's start with the search modes. First off, right up here, left hand corner, let's start right there, STA. STA is static non-motion. That's a non-motion mode for finding large objects and caches. That's what that mode would best be used for. Haven't been in that. Probably won't. I'm not much of a cache hunter, but never say never. Second, down here, static delta. Same thing. It's a non-motion mode. The only difference, and I'm still trying to grasp this myself, but it's a low iron tone. It gives a low iron tone for shallow ferrous, and then I believe, if I was reading it right, on the fringes of the deep targets, it gives a single tone for deeper targets. I'm not quite sure. I'm not going to go into that because I haven't used these programs, but I wanted to touch on them. The gen mode, we'll talk about gen right there and gen D. Those are the only two modes on this on the Nokta Impact that have a threshold. And they're equal to an all metal mode. Now you can also, obviously you can adjust these and add discrimination or notch, and you can turn them into modes with discrimination. It does say in the book, not recommended in heavy trash or hot rocks. I would assume to say these can be adjusted. If you like a threshold, they can be adjusted to where you can use them about anywhere. I haven't done it yet, haven't been there, but we'll see. Because I do like a threshold. The next one, the Gen D, the difference with it is same tone for ferrous and non-ferrous at fringe depths, deep depths, and gives a low tone for shallow ferrous. Now, I don't know yet the reason behind this or where it would come in handy, but there had to have been a reason they did that. And, as I learn this machine, I can probably tell you more about that. So let's get into the discrimination modes, and we'll start with DI2. That's a two-tone program, and it's, let me point it out here. Right there, DI2. That's a two-tone program. It's recommended for relics. 0 to 15, which is where your iron's going to fall, is one tone. 16 to 99 is another tone. Now, you can do a lot of different things with that. I prefer to hunt in a two-tone program on most metal detectors when I'm relic hunting. So I haven't been relic hunting with this, but pretty excited about it. I want to give it a try when I get out and do some relic hunting, and I'm looking forward to that a lot. And with the way you can adjust this machine in some of our settings, has me really excited, and I'll get into that here in a little bit. So DI3, that's a three-tone program. It's designed for coin hunting and trashy parks, and that's what I have used the most, and I like it. It's working out pretty good for me. I like a three-tone. It's pretty nice. DI4, so here's DI2, 3, and then 4. DI4 is a 4-tone high. It's a high gain, which makes it noisier and deeper. And like I said, it's a 4-tone program. I haven't even been in that yet, and that's probably something I definitely want to try and see how noisy it is. Now, keep in mind, these are stock programs, and you can adjust each one of these stock programs to fit you. So if you want the 4-tone, you can turn down the gain. I mean, you can always adjust your gain anyhow or whatever, but there are ways to change your settings and do about anything you want. So DI99, let's go to that next. That's right there. As you can see, I'm all shaky. DI99, that's 0 to 15 for low tones. 15 plus is a different tone for each ID. Now, I tried this one time for about 5 minutes in a really trashy park. It didn't go so good. And the reason being, very, very trashy park, a lot of shallow modern trash, and it sounded like, I don't know, it was just crazy, all the tones and stuff. That's something, I think it could be a really good program, but I think it's something, to learn at least, you'd have to be in an area with less trash, because it was techno music. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like I was making techno music. It was a little rough. So, like I said, I'm sure it could be a good tone or a good program. It's just something I wasn't into learning in that kind of a trashy environment. So next we've got COG, and that's in the upper right-hand corner. That's your saltwater program. And if you're in really heavy mineralized ground, it's a 2-tone, and the pitch increases as it approaches. So there's one tone, but that tone, that the pitch changes on the tone as it approaches the target, and gets a higher pitch as it's over the target, if that makes sense. Haven't used it yet, haven't been on any salt water. So then we've got deep. Now that's a relic mode, or recommended for relics. It's a 2-tone, 0 to 40. 40 to 99 is the second tone. You got to swing it slower. So they say it's noisy because the gain's up so high. Not something I've tried yet, something I'm definitely interested in. Then, so let me point that. Well, we're on deep right now. So next we're going to go to VLX1. And that is a 3-tone, and it's less noise. They've calmed that program, that 3-tone down. It's ideal for coin hunting. Then we got the VLX2 right there, and that's a 4-tone, deeper than 3, good in changing ground and different mineralization. It is noisier. Definitely has some noise. I've hunted in VLX1 a little bit, and 2, I'm just starting to get into those, and I'll probably hunt in VLX2 more. But I like the DI3 so much, I've been sticking with that a lot. But